Yeah, again, I apologize for the delay, and looking forward to getting it going.
Yes, sir. We were just trying to remember exactly where we were. We had made our daring escape from the Imperial clutches on what was it? Tatooine? Were we on?
Yep, yep, that was in when you guys were in Mashuda.
Mashuda. Yep. And we had convinced them that we were doing some repairs for a local black market supplier. I can't remember. Anyways, we had convinced the people that were actually responsible for maintaining and keeping his ship that we were in fact there to install a fix, a hyperdrive fix, and give her a little test run around the planet one time, make sure everything spun up properly.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up with some help from a secret ally at the time, who's later become known to us. We're able to make our way off of Tatooine, where we were then immediately accosted by Imperial TIE fighters,
TIE fighters, correct.
where we then had a brief,
Sustained a lot of damage,
brief
and
but brutal blaster fight where we were able to dispatch our enemies and make our way out of the gravity well of Tatooine. We then had a decision to make, and we didn't know where we needed to go. We found out that there was an ally in Rist, who is a former associate of Pasha's, and uh, we needed to find a place to get our ship fixed. Um,
that
that's it.
actually happened. Yeah, when you guys. So yeah, a brief recap. So this is using Star Wars: The Outer Rim Beginning Adventure set. Um, and it started out with the
Edge
party
of
escaping.
Empire.
Edge of the Empire.
Yeah, Edge of the Empire. What did I say? On the rim,
Yeah.
Outer Rim.
Outer Rim.
Outer Rim. Yeah, I tend to go to the rim a lot. Uh, yeah, Edge of the Empire, and the party starts out all being kind of forced into service from Timu the Hutt, and they all came together to make a break for it. They make a daring escape. They ended up going into a cantina, all kind of hiding. And a combat kind of broke out. After
Mic
that
off.
combat broke out, they dispersed into the city of Mashuda. Just like Jack had said, they made a daring escape. They spoke with, I forget what the person's name is, but she kind of runs the port and controls all of the ships that are coming in and coming out. Convinced her that there was some mechanical work that needed to be done on this ship. They went onto the ship where they found, I believe it was a, correct me if I'm wrong on how you say it, but a Transrodian?
Trandoshan.
Trandoshan, thank you.
Mic on.
Yes. And the Trandoshan, it was a bounty hunter who was in the ship, the Krat Fang. There were some combat droids. The Wookiee, seeing the Trandoshan, lost his shit and basically cut it in half, and then broke those pieces in half. I believe you also beheaded it. Like you killed it, chopped it up, and then beheaded it.
Well, he had killed some of my family, so there was nothing I
Mic
could do
off.
to control myself.
Yep. And then after searching the ship, they found
Mic on.
multiple items, which so I believe, who was it who found the Wookiee pelts?
That was Posh.
Posh found Wookiee pelts, and this was after you guys had been flying. You guys took off, and then were immediately swarmed upon
Mic
by, I
off.
believe it was 4 TIE fighters.
Mic on.
And I think it was the Wookiee and the Twi'lek who did the shooting. Vex was in the engineering room trying to do repairs as you guys were sustaining a lot of hits.
I am much better at organic repairs than inorganic.
Mm-hmm. And then Posh was doing the flying.
I just fly the ship.
Just flying the ship, just the pilot. So you did some real fancy flying, got the ship put into an advantageous place, gunned down the TIE fighters, and then worked for a while getting the hyperdrive put into place. You guys got out of orbit, but needed to get the hyperdrive fixed. Well, the hyperdrive was getting fixed. Posh and I believe it was Ascara basically searched the ship. I think Krarik also did some searching. You guys found a prisoner who was a Twi'lek who had one of his head tendrils cut off. Was in pretty rough shape, and that person's name was Buraban, I believe. Yeah, Buraban. And he shared a story about how he had been kidnapped because he was heading up a mine, and so that was one thing that you guys were going to do, was trying to find a way to get to his home planet of just Ryloth.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ryloth.
Yep.
That sounds
Home planet of Ryloth. And it was the closest planet to where you guys were at, and considering the shape that the ship was in, like, it just made the most sense to go there and to land and get repairs. Upon searching, you found Buraban. You also found a large piece of his shell that was kind of like a carapace. Looked like it was from probably a Geonosian. You guys also found a Chris who was hiding out, and that was the associate of Pasha's. He was a Chiss, a trader, a dealer of different types of exotic goods. Posh found the Wookiee pelts, and before letting the Wookiee within the party know about that, opened up the cargo bay and had them dumped into space.
Yeah, because we can't be having the Wookiee freak the F out.
Yeah, mitigate the Wookiee temper.
Right. Oh, thank you
Loric's
so much for the
behavior
phone.
is normal.
Wookiee rage, not a thing to be trifled with.
Eki booba. So I just followed.
So let's see. I don't remember what else you guys may have found, but anyways, you guys got the hyperdrive set up, went into warp speed, or it's not warp speed, that's Star Trek. It's hyperspace or whatever. You guys got to Ryloth. You guys got to the town of Nabat. When you guys got out of hyperspace, there was a ship that was following you, and it jumped out right after you did, right behind you, and then opened fire.
That's right.
Tried to shoot at you. The Ascara and Roderick got onto the guns and basically just made quick work of this ship. Knocked it down. It spiraled out into orbit, and probably burnt up or crashed.
I think it burned up. It ended up taking a bad vector of entry into the planet well, and burning up, if I recall.
Yep. Once you guys landed, You had met. Let's see here. What's her name? You guys got a very, very nice welcome. And Buraban basically said, like, you guys, thank you so much. My people here will refuel and repair the ship. If you could help us, we would really appreciate any assistance in going back to the mine. He believes that what was happening was Timu the Hutt had basically hired on some thugs to harass the miners. And with that becoming escalated, he got kidnapped. Like someone put a bounty out on him and delivered him to Timu. And that's what the Trandoshan was doing. The Trandoshan was showing up to deliver this bounty to Timu the Hutt. And so he was basically asking for assistance to get the mine back into kind of like a working condition, making sure that these thugs aren't going to be harassing you guys or them much more. So you guys got into a speeder. You guys were heading towards the mine. After about an hour and a half or so, the terrain started getting a lot more rocky, and there was a lot of jagged, treacherous terrain. Raurik was doing the driving, I believe, wasn't he?
Lauric was.
Lauric, yeah.
Yes, I was, because I wanted to.
Yeah, no one's stopping a Wookiee that wants to drive.
No one's stopping a Wookiee that wants to do whatever it wants to do.
Let the Wookiee drive.
Yep. So once it started getting like really kind of treacherous, he had the decision to either slow down or try to maneuver through them. And real quick did a really good maneuver and missed something just by a little bit, and then tried to do another maneuver as something else popped up. Hit a rock, it jumped up, buried the nose into the sand. Sand flew everywhere. Right at that same time, I don't remember who it was, but somebody noticed that there was a large kind of like foothill mountain to the right of you guys, and there was a little rocky outcropping, and they noticed a head. I believe it was a Gand. Yeah. There was a Gand head that was looking over.
Mic off.
As you guys crashed, everybody was kind of like jolted up, and I think everybody took like 1 damage, 1 strain, which was, only because everybody was wearing their seatbelt. That could have been a lot worse. I think a couple of people were thrown out, and then you get so where you saw that head, you guys saw that there was probably another opening behind there. Well, not another opening, but there was an opening behind where that guy had called for your attention. And he said something along the lines of, stop, we are Imperial agents, put down your weapons, give yourselves over to us, you come in for questioning. And was it Ascara or someone just was like, nope, and then opened up fire.
That sounds like it could have been. It wasn't Posh. Posh would not have done that.
It was not the Wookiee. He was trying to dig out the speeder, and nobody wanted to help.
The Wookiee did an amazing job at digging out the speeder. Like basically single-handed walked over to the front of it and used all of his strength and might and lifted up the front end of the speeder as this firefight was happening. Ascara, that was you who shot?
No, I was trying to tell Posh not to. Posh was just
hopping
around. Yeah, you're like, I'm going to shoot whatever that is, and you just shot at it. And I was like, no. It gets a better nature because I love shooting things, but yeah.
I think it was a medium range firefight.
Okay. Well, I would have. That's within my range.
Yeah. So the speeder was the Wookiee was able to get the speeder up and out. Everybody got back into it, and then there was a weapon. There was like a heavy blaster that was propped up high onto this foothill, and it started opening up fire down on you guys. You guys remember that?